Buenas Day, todo Samzu, Niman Kungo Gastina YouTube message. Good afternoon, good day, good morning to everybody that is watching this YouTube from around the world. Today we received news that the United States Congress has approved the budget for this next coming fiscal year, and I commend every single person there that has been working on this bill, especially the staffers in Washington, D.C. I also wanted to give a shout out to Miss Sicconi, Madonna. If you do plan to come to Guam, I hope that you do come and check us out. A lot of people after Gloria Estefan decided not to come to Guam because of her own statements. Gloria still needs to retract her statements about my wonderful homeland and especially my people. But I wanted to express my disappointment about some of the issues that have affected our world. More particularly, I wanted to comment a little bit about Madonna and how the United States has used Madonna and especially men who still do not understand what it means to hold a woman's heart. And so, just for the record, um, I grew up with Madonna. She is one of my idols in terms of rock and pop and music, and a lot of her lyrics at that time in the 1980s really affected the generation that I am with and I'm currently holding. And so people need to understand that while it might be cute and fun, I also wanted to point out some very serious issues with regards to how women have been treated in the United States of America. First and foremost, as a matrilineal society here on the island of Guam and in the Pacific, we respect our women and we hold them to the highest esteem, and that women are not property of men, and that women are not supposed to be subdued by men. And this has affected even the relationships of how we understand saints in our lives. And so Madonna has been a person that I think has been idolized, just like the late Michael Jackson. And for God's sake, look at how you are treating your wonderful pop stars who are multimillionaires now. And so I wanted to shout out to Madonna and to all the women who have been um, used by men, and I wanted to apologize about how they treated you. And this is not about sex at all, but a lot of it is considered that way. We men are a very interesting bunch, is that we think with two heads sometimes, and women also, you just definitely are different in terms of men and women, and we know that. But at the same time, what men are supposed to be doing is to be respecting our women and to hold them to the highest esteem and to love them and to be faithful, ultimately to be faithful to them. And I think that part of our world and part of our situation is that the church has, to some degree, created that, you know, as well as other religions, not just the Catholic Church, just other religions as well, is that women must be respected. And so in this new year coming up, I hope that we see more love for our women rather than hatred towards our women, and that we respect our women more importantly and value their own opinion. The second thing that I wanted to talk about was this military realignment that is taking shape as we speak. Congress has now approved the releasing of the funds from Japan to relocate the United States Marines forces from Okinawa to Guam. And while I already knew that this was going to happen, all those stall tactics, I wanted to welcome the United States Marine forces from Okinawa to Guam. I have no choice in this whatsoever. We've tried to go through the mitigation process. We are still not able to vote for the United States president, and therefore all of this kind of hoopla for Marines is to understand that we have no say in what comes to our island, and this is again part of the struggles of being a colony still in the 21st century. And what I've tried to do throughout this time was to try to communicate a message of peace and nonviolence. This message of peace and nonviolence is also welcome to all the United States Armed Forces, and more importantly, for conscientious objectors who do see this moral issue as a very important issue. And therefore, the President of the United States will soon sign this bill that will welcome you once again back to Guam. And for the record, when I stated at the environmental impact statement that the Marines never liberated Guam, I will continue to state that for the record, that the Marines never liberated Guam in the first place because we have yet to vote for a political self-determination vote. Okay? Votes matter in a democracy. People matter in a democracy. And we know full well of what the United States has done throughout this time period of putting dictators in public office and then using the people, manipulating the people to try to assert their corporate interests. Therefore, what I'm asking the worldwide community to do is to again respond with peace and respond with nonviolence. There will be a reduction in United States forces throughout the world because the people of the world will now stand up and we will start protesting outside all foreign U.S. bases all throughout the world. People will be rising up. And this is a strategic move to eliminate the world's debt situation. That means that every single person in this world who has a kind of debt will now not have that debt, and that we will move towards this idea of peace and nonviolence, of going back to equaling the level, the playing field in the economic global situation in the markets. Every single time that Guam has gone to the United Nations, many of the nations still in kind of that situation of a economic global colonialism through the economic markets and through these individuals and bankers who are controlling the world's economy, are now beginning to rise up and say to the United States, we are tired of your arrogance. And so this is what I'm trying to do as a born American on the soils of North America, in the soils of Native American lands, is to stand up for truth and right and to believe in a democracy that honors the will of the people's vote. Therefore, while it's very difficult sometimes to be considered a serious person, because I love joking, I love making people laugh, right? Life is too short and too serious sometimes, and that's why we need that comic relief. And so it's important that we keep our perspective open and that we continue to look at the world as a very small place like your community. We are tired of people being arrogant. We are tired of people being selfish. We are tired of people condemning other people just because they're different. And whether they are female, whether they are male, whether they are gay, lesbian, bisexual, transgendered, or transsexual, or queer, as that we respect the God that made that person the way they are today. And part of the moral compass is to go and aspire back to these principles of humanity. and that we cling on to the issues that face the United Nations, who will be deliberating soon for these issues of war crimes, of torture, and I hope and pray that you, the international world community, responds with peace and nonviolence. We do not have time for war. But what we are trying to do here on Guam, as well as in the United States, is to say to every single person that we respect you. I respect you. Please respect me. Respond with love. Respond with peace and nonviolence. And more importantly, Mr. Obama, I'm still keeping my eye on you. And if I can aspire to run for the presidency of the United States of America, surely I can aspire to run for the next pope. All right? So I think that for right now, I'm called to be love and to respond with love. And therefore, I am not going to engage myself in any more activity that does not keep to the focus of love. And this is what I'm trying to do. And this is what I'm trying to teach the world, is that we do not have time any longer. We can solve the world's problems so long as we respect each other. And I continue to shout out to the people of the world that we on Guam are with you. We know your struggle, and we will continue to respond with love, always for love. And that Jesus Christ, who is the King, who is coming back, is commanding this, not me. I'm only a messenger. And if it means for me to do some of these outrageous things, I'll continue to do them. But go ahead, United States, pass your bill, let the president sign it. We know that the corporations that both Democrats and Republicans in Washington, D.C. are being controlled, then I'm asking you to please stand up and to break free from that tyranny, to break free from those bankers, to break free from this new world order that has kept us as slaves. And while I'm doing what I can, I wish all of you a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. Come from the place of love. You do not have to buy things to show your love to other people. I will be giving coconut candy as my Christmas gift, because that's all I can do is create things with my hands and respond with love and hopefully share that goodness with the future generations that will rise up. So, I love you. Hussein Guaizahao. And if you so decide to respond with love, then please break free and talk about it. Do not be violent. Respond with love, peace, and nonviolence. That's all that you can do at this point in time, is to make sure that we respond with peace and love. That is what Jesus' command is to do, and all the great prophets of all world religions. Respond with love, respond with nonviolence, and hold your head up high. I love you.